There's like nature and nurture. I'm nurture. My child would know he was loved, but we would live in the back of my car. He would go to school and they'd say, little Kevin, or whatever you name kids, what's your address? And he'd be like, 2017 Honda Accord. So I know my limitations. I'm going to stick to my plans. I'm doing a good job. They're alive. That's great. And plus, I spend a lot of time with children. I don't have my own, but my brother and my sister have children. I have 4 nephews, 27, 12, 9, and 5. They're my favorite people, and I love the 27-year-old the most. I should say he's my favorite. I shouldn't say that. But he has a filter, and the other ones don't. And I work hard. I'm a CPA. Thank you. That's a certified professional aunt. So I take my job very seriously. In case you don't know what that is, like if you have children and they ask you for something and you tell them no, it's my job to say yes. I am always going to fill your children full of candy, sugar, and sweets and send them on home. And lastly, I will always offer unsolicited advice on parenting, even though I have little to no experience with humans. I spent some time with the kids, and I love spending time with them. And I also am terrified of them, because if you've ever talked to a child, you know that a child will keep you humble. Really, really. Listen, talking to a 5-year-old will humble you faster than using a white washcloth. Like, yeah, let that sink in. Take your time. And so the kids came by my house. I wasn't expecting them, so I was in my uniform, a Snuggie. And when I tell you they wasted no time telling me everything that was wrong with my life, before they could even get in the house, the 9-year-old said, why don't you have a garage? The 5-year-old said, why is your car so small? I said, because it's paid off. The 12-year-old walked in, he came in the house, he looked around, he said, I'm Ashley. Do you know what a pack rat is? I said, yeah. And he just looked around and said, and walked away. The 9-year-old said, Aunt Ashley, what's wrong with your feet? I said, excuse me? He said, your feet, why do they look like that? And I looked down, and yes, my feet looked like I could fly over a field and scoop up a mouse with my talons. But he had no right to try to shame me into self-care. He doesn't have a job. The 5-year-old, he's my sweetheart. He's 5, so he's sweet. Not really. But he came up to me, he put his hands on my cheeks and got real close to my face, and he said, hi, Daddy. He's 5, okay? I understand his thought process. My brother and I favor, okay? I'll give him that. But my brother is bald. And his goatee is much thicker than mine. That was rude, so I put him out. And then I say crazy things when I'm with them. Like, I spent some time with them, not long ago. And I said things like, please don't lick the dog. No, please don't lick your brother. Please don't lick me. Why are you licking everything? Can you pee in the toilet? The answer is no. And turns out they only talk about poop, butts, and fart. If I never have to have a conversation about poop, butts, and farts ever again, I'm fine with that. I will, though, because it turns out grown men talk about poop, butts, and farts. And they don't pee in the toilet either. How about that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure by the time I got back to my house that my tubes had tied themselves. And it's cool. It's cool. I'm fine with it. I always thought I would have kids, but I was more concerned about having to get cats than kids. So I don't know if y'all know this. Okay, so I'm 57, right? Thank y'all. Black don't crack, right? Just kidding. I'm 46. Right, so anyway, I didn't want to get cats. I don't even know if you know this, but if you're a woman, single, never married, no children, and I think it's 45, the government issues you 5 cats.